Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Long Distance Book Club. I'm one of your hosts, Logan.
And I am your other host, Hannah.
We are finally getting to talk about our next book, which is Alchemized by who, Hannah?
I pronounce it SenLinYu. Um, that's my best guess. But we originally had talked about how we were going to maybe do some episodes in the middle before we actually got to talk about this book. But we kind of both ate this book up, and then and then my family got sick, so then it pushed recording a little bit. Um, so
Yeah.
alas, here we are talking about Alchemized now. Um, But first, before we dive into it, do you want to tell me what you're currently reading before we hop in?
Yes. So this is post Alchemized, and I feel like I'm in a little bit of a slump. I feel like nothing sounds good to me right now. And I guess we'll talk about that a little later, but I almost feel like I'm in mourning. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. But I'm currently actually reading three books. Um,
Okay.
because one is on my iPad
Okay.
or Kindle. One is on my phone, and then the other one is a paperback. So I'm just switching between do I want to read a paperback or on my phone or on my iPad. So I basically just go off of one of those three things, and whichever one I feel like holding in that moment is which book I'm going to read. But I'm reading If It Makes You Happy by Julia Olive, I think.
Okay.
Or Julia Oliver, I can't remember. But it's a really cute fall book.
Okay.
Oh, Julie Olivia. I was very wrong. Um, but it's a super cute fall book, and it's actually set in like the 1980s,
Oh,
1990s,
wow. Okay.
which I think is kind of fun. There's no mentions of like cell phones or anything like that.
That's
Um,
nice.
and did you ever watch Gilmore Girls?
Nar.
Okay, so do you know like the premise of Gilmore Girls?
Also nar.
Okay. Well,
I
essentially,
know it's like cute folly small
yes.
towny.
Yes. So essentially it is like Stars Hollow, which is the Gilmore Girls town. Um, and not actually, but like that's the same exact vibes that it gives. Like,
Yeah.
everything's on the same street. There's only like two stop signs, and everybody goes to the same grocery store, and they just are like the whole town is just one big happy family. And this main character and her sister is going to take over the bed and breakfast that her mom owned. And so the main female character, her mom dies, and she owns a bed and breakfast in a completely different state. And her sister is going to graduate in December and then take over the bed and breakfast. It's been their plan for months. I even think it was their plan like before mom had ever passed. So, older sister is like, I got this. You finish college, and I'm going to go run the bed and breakfast for these 3 months. Um, and so she apparently has zero people skills. And so she's trying to like navigate that in this small town that everybody knows everybody. And so there's this lovely baker next
Oh my gosh.
door, Cliff, that she's
Oh my
she's
gosh.
having to
Clef.
Cliff having to ask
Clef the
for
baker.
help. Um so I don't know. I think it's pretty cute so far.
That sounds
But
really adorable.
that's one of them. The other one is Power Play, and it's like a hockey romance. It's the second one in the DC Stars series, and I really had no interest in picking it up, but like I said, I was kind of in a slump, and I was like, just what sounds good? So I picked that up as
Yeah.
well. I think I'm
Hmm.
on like chapter 3 of that one.
Okay.
And then I'm also reading in person, in physical form, Brimstone by Callie Hart. Um,
Is that a
it's
fantasy?
this, Yeah, it's the second book, and her first one is called Quicksilver.
Oh,
And
I've
it's
seen that
like,
before.
yeah, with the guy's face is the cover. It's called like the Fae and Alchemy series. I think it has an odd
Wow.
name, but the Brimstone, it literally just came out yesterday. And I'm on
Oh, nice.
chapter 2.
Did you
So
pre-order
like I
it?
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So it just depends on like what mood I'm in, if I want to read a paperback or a Kindle book or on my phone. So I've just been like piggybacking off of which one because Alchemized really did me in.
Yeah, I also similarly felt like I was in a slight like book. I was like in an alchemized hangover afterwards. So I was like,
Yeah.
what genre do I feel like reading? And oh,
Yeah.
this reminds me. I wanted to tell you this. So and it brings me
Oh
to what
no.
I'm currently reading. But so this is actually really cool. And you might have already seen this, but you know Libby, the app, like through the
Uh-huh.
library
Yeah.
and stuff. Um, so I was on there and I guess they did like an update and they have like a AI adjacent type of feature on there to help you figure out
Mm.
like what book to read because I've always found it very hard to like browse on Libby. Um
Right. I
to
agree.
like see what my yeah, to like see what my library has. So I used it and so it like first is like mood in the mood for fiction, nonfiction. I clicked fiction and then it was like adult, teen, or kids. I clicked adult and then it's like has like a bajillion different like adjectives and it like wants you to click one and then it's like has I think I clicked like cozy or something and then it has like a couple different options after that and then after that it gives you like four options that your library has. Um which brought me to The Battle of the Bookstores by Ali Brady. Um, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like I'm like really in the beginning. Like I just started it. It's like cute so far. It seems a bit cheesy, but you know, I feel like that's a little per the norm sometimes, but I'm enjoying it so far. So we'll see where it goes. But yeah, that's what I'm reading right now. So do you wanna get into it?
Yeah. And I really don't feel nervous at all to know how you rated it because if you said, okay, I hated it, I rated it 1 star, I would understand.
Oh
And
my
if you
gosh.
said, oh my God, I loved it, I rated it 5 stars, I would also understand. So I really don't feel nervous because
Well, I'm
either way,
nervous.
like, I understand.
Well,
Okay,
I'm
so
nervous for some reason.
do you want to do the synopsis or do you want me to do it?
You I don't even know if I could do the synopsis this time.
I'll
Ok
crack at it. You're normally our synopsis girl, so I'll give you a break for
do you
this
want
one.
me to try? Okay, okay, you can do it, you can do it.
Okay. So now this is where Hannah and I are so interested to see how we pronounce things differently. Um, and I should have just looked up how the author wants us to pronounce it first, but I didn't.
I did it.
You didn't either?
Correct.
Okay. So, Helena, is that what you say?
I say Helena, but only because I know a Helena in real life. But that's, like,
Okay,
really
so I said
close.
I said Helena because I also know a Helena in real life.
Well, at least none of us
Um,
said Helena, so I think we're okay.
yeah, and like watch that actually be how she wants us to pronounce it. Um,
Exactly.
but so there is a war in this, I would I would say dystopian, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a war between basically people who are okay with bringing people back to life with or without souls and people who are not okay with it. And you're on one extreme or the other. And Helena is on the side that is not okay with it. Well, even that's not true. This is hard.
That is. It's
You know what? Let me just get my book out. Hold on 1 second.
I know, because the synopsis is really just like a refresher for people, you know what I mean?
Once a promising alchemist, Helena Marino is now a prisoner of war in her own mind. Her resistant friends and allies had been brutally murdered, her abilities suppressed, and the world she knew destroyed. In the aftermath of a long war, Palladia's new ruling class of corrupt guild families and depraved necromancers whose vile undead creatures helped bring about their victory, holds Helena captive. According to Resistance records, she was a healer of little importance within their ranks. But Helena has inexplicable memory loss of the months leading up to her capture, making her enemies wonder, is she truly as insignificant as she appears, or are her memories lost, hiding some vital piece of the Resistance final gambit? To uncover the memories buried deep within her mind, Helena is sent to the High Reeve, one of the most important and ruthless necromancers in this new world. Trapped in his crumbling estate, Helena's fight to protect her lost history and to preserve the last remaining shreds of her former self is just the beginning. For her prison and captor have secrets of their own, secrets Helena must unearth whatever the cost. So actually, I had never read that. I wouldn't
I
even
have not
explain.
either. Yeah, I would not have explained it that way, but, like, for
Yeah,
any of you who have read the book, that is a good refresher. Now you remember.
I mean, I think mine was pretty good too.
I
You
think
either
yours was
believe in the
great.
undead or you don't.
You're either in the necromancers cult or you're in the Eternal Flames
Right.
cult.
Exactly. You're one extreme or the other. So, why don't you go first?
Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. Okay, I gave it dun, 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 I gave it 4 stars.
I knew you would like it.
What
After
did
I
you give
read it.
it?
After I read it.
I thought I was gonna hate it. What did
I
you
did
give it?
too. I wouldn't have been surprised if you had been like, I can't read this. I didn't have
That would be such a boring podcast episode. It'd be me listening to you tell me about
it.
this book.
I mean, it is categorized as is it a dark fantasy or
Dark
dark
fantasy.
romance?
I think dark
Okay, so
fantasy.
I feel like you don't ever read dark fantasies. So I was
I
like,
I
Hannah's gonna
don't.
hate this.
Actually, it was not as dark as I thought it was gonna be. You know what I mean? Like,
Did we read the same book?
maybe my threshold is a little bit higher for darkness because I'm normally reading like pretty dark books in general. Um,
Yeah,
but I didn't find it like extremely dark. Um, I
that's
found it
kind of
really like a ray of
concerning. The
it was like a
therapist
ray
in
of
me is
sunshine for
concerned.
me. It was like rainbows and butterflies. No. No,
Oh,
there were some parts that did make me squeamish, but like I don't know, I read a horror book back in October, and I
mhm.
found that way darker and, like, upsetting and, like, I never wanna read a horror book again kinda thing, but
Yeah,
this didn't
I
bother me as much.
yeah, I will say I don't it wasn't, in my opinion, gory.
Correct.
And it was I mean, I feel like if you're expecting a book about war, then this is it. Like I
Mhm.
don't really think it was all like I mean it was very bad things going on, but I don't think it was like to a point where I had to like, take mental health breaks or anything.
I agree, I agree. Well, tell me please tell me your rating. I'm so curious.
I also rated it 4 stars.
Eep!
I
Uh,
like I said, if somebody rated it 1 star, I would understand. And if somebody rated it 5 stars, I would still understand. Either way, like I feel like I have looked at this book from 20 different perspectives
yeah.
and I get it. Either way, I get it.
Okay, from here on out, there are spoilers, so
Spoilers.
if you have not read the book and you want to, then don't listen to this. Come revisit it after you've read the book. All
Yep.
1,024 pages.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving forward. You've been warned. Okay, I have I feel like I have a visceral reaction like whenever I think back about this book because of like how powerful I felt like it was, like with the whole like Kane Farron story. I like oh my gosh, I like hated him, but also like
Mhm.
loved him, but then also wanted to, like, scream at him at the same time. Like,
Mhm.
I don't love Kane, but I also feel so bad for him that I, like, empathize with him. Does that make sense?
I honestly like him more than I liked Helena.
Really?
Um, yeah, because I don't know. I mean, they both did terrible things.
Yeah.
But so if you have read the book, you know that it's broken up into three parts.
Mhm.
The first part is her having no memories. The second part is her remembering what has happened. And we're like living the past as it's happening. And then part three is okay, we're in the present, but now we remember everything. Um, and I think part one is obviously a lot of world building. Um,
A
and the world
ton.
building is heavy.
Heavy.
I had to send, like I was telling Hannah, I had to look up what all of these things were because it's like alchemists, necromancy, the necrothralls, the
Vivimancy, yeah.
liches. Yeah, it's I was like, what? The only one I knew without a doubt was pyromancy because obviously
Fire.
fire.
Yeah.
But there's just so many different things, and I kind of think that the disservice that I had was that I went into it knowing that it was originally a Harry Potter fanfic.
Yeah.
So knowing that, I was honestly trying to, and I did not do it intentionally, but when I first started it, I was trying to picture like, okay, there are wands in this world, there are like
Oh,
muggles,
I didn't
and
even think about
like
that. Yeah.
I was thinking along those lines, and I think that's where I
Right.
got messed up because
'Cause
that
you
was
read Manacled, right?
no,
Oh,
no.
oh, 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 oh,
But
oh, okay.
I knew it when it was manacled, like, and I
Okay.
was intrigued, but I was like, "Why would I wanna read a Hermione fanfic?" Like, that's like, but I pictured it was hard to separate the 2 knowing what I knew. But,
Okay.
um, I don't know, I feel like Helena was low key insufferable, and I think I say that in every single one of our episodes, I really do. But I feel like she went through so many traumatic things, and
Yeah.
God forbid, the girl just did not feel wanted or loved by anyone. And
Oh, that
she
was so
worked
sad.
harder than anyone did in this war, I really think.
Yeah.
And I feel like why I love Kane more is because Kane was always so unapologetically himself. Um, and
That is
even at
true.
times where that was like really bad, and I was like, jump off a cliff right now, Kane. Like, I don't want to see you. Like,
Yeah.
even in those moments, like he was just himself. And Helena was
Mhm.
always like torn between I want to win the war and I also want to be loyal to my friends and my family, but I'm also alone. And I don't know, it's just especially when it comes to Kane, I feel like she was constantly like not allowing herself to love him.
Right.
And especially towards the end, she would say like, "Oh, I made this." In reference to like Kane,
Oh, like
she
with
would
his
always
array and
reference it as like,
everything?
yes, she'd be like, "I made
Yeah.
this," or "I made him this way. I convinced him to," or I, whatever it is. Like she was always like she felt so bad, and I just think that's why I liked Kane more than her because it didn't matter what he did, good or bad. He was like, it is what it is. And she was just always so torn. So it was easier for me to like him.
Right. I actually felt the complete opposite. Um, I I actually really liked Helena because of how much she went through, and I feel like she didn't have, like I feel like in so many fantasy books, it's like, "Oh, this person has this secret gift that can make everybody explode, and she's the queen of all the fae." Okay, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Secret
it's like, yeah, of course.
identity.
Exactly, like, it's like, okay, of course that they're gonna be the protagonist, and of course they're gonna win because they're the most powerful whatever in the world, you know? But I feel like
Right.
Helena, even though she did have her alchemy, vivimancy, animancy, however you say, she had all those, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like
She's a
she still
triple
was
threat.
like yeah, but even with all that, like, I feel like she's still, like I don't know, she didn't feel like it didn't feel like she had this, like, unfair advantage over everybody, and that's what made her win. I feel like she worked so hard, but then I also feel like she was, like, on the brink of despair, and, like, I don't know, I felt like, for me, she was a very, like, relatable character, And the
Mhm.
fact that she wasn't so perfect, but she felt all these emotions and everything. Um,
Mhm.
and not to mention like all the physical pain that she went through is like absolutely insane. Um,
Yes. Yes.
but yeah, and then with Kane, honestly, with their relationship in general, it what did drive me crazy was the fact that I was like, "Oh my gosh, would you people just communicate, tell each other that you love each other and figure this out together instead of you guys always trying to like protect each other to death,
Each other.
literally."
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, please just like figure this out and work together instead of like constantly going behind each other's back and like killing people for each other. Like, please just get over it.
I hate that's I think that's what like I liked about her. That's why she is less than him in my mind is because I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I, in part 1, we see Cain as such like an evil person. I was
Right.
like there's no way I'm going to change my opinion about him. Like there's
Yeah.
got to be another love interest. This has got to be a joke. Like I was like, there's no way. And then of
I thought
course
the
part
same
two comes
thing.
around and I'm like, oh, he chose her? Oh my
Yeah.
God. And he was like, he was a spy and I don't care what his intentions were. Um, and it really did throw me for a loop sometimes. And even then in part two, when like we're starting to realize like, okay, this is clearly not what we thought it was. I was like, are we really gonna let him talk to her like this? Because
Oh my
even in
gosh.
part two, he would throw his little temper tantrums over a miscommunication or a misunderstanding. Or, I mean, sometimes she would just look at him and he'd be like, don't look at me that way.
Oh my
I'm
gosh. I know.
just let her live her life, like, and I was like, there's no way this could be our love interest. Like,
Like, he cannot
I,
be redeemed.
yeah. And then sure enough, I loved him and I wanted everything for him.
Yeah. I think, especially when we found out about his mom, Enid, and about the reason why he became the High Reeve and everything like
Hmm.
that, I feel like that kind of made his actions a little bit more justified. Not to say that they were not horrible. Um,
Hmm.
But it definitely justified his actions a little. Well, I don't know if justified is the right word. It provided a reason why he did it, and I think it gave him a little bit more humanity, as opposed to, like, the cold, calculating killer that is the High Reeve.
Yeah. And especially when we get to unravel all the truth behind all of it, which I mean, I honestly feel like you're unraveling the truth literally all the way until the very last page.
Yeah,
Like
mhm.
that newspaper clipping of her and Luke and who was it,
Oh my
Soren?
gosh. Soren, yeah.
Yeah, I was so upset because poor Helena, I mean, the girl died like a million times
Yeah.
and never once got the credit for anything that she did or the role that she played in that war. And I just felt so bad for her and even him because he is seen as this villain
Right.
and you know, the bad guys win in this war, which I honestly loved. I loved that the good guys did not win in this book, and we got to see what that looks like from a different, it wasn't like a necessarily happily ever after and everybody wins. Um, but he's like the reason why they win. Or not the reason, but
Right, a
he
big
plays a
reason.
huge role in why they win. Um,
Yeah.
And I just think it was his character development, even his villain origin story. It's just the way it all flows is it just really makes you feel for them. You have so much empathy for both of them.
Yeah, you do. And I thought, like, in the very, very end, whenever his dad, like, stepped up and was the
Mhm.
willing soul to, like, basically save Kane's life, essentially, or at least allow him to escape, um,
Mhm.
I thought that that was, like, a like, sweet-ish moment, but at the same time, it wasn't really because he, like, loved Kane that much, it was just because he loved
His
his
wife.
late wife. Yeah, so he was kind of
Yeah.
still like a dirtbag, but at least
Yeah.
he did a good thing in his last dirtbag moment. At least he did something good.
Yeah. And I honestly, like, because this book hurts you so many times, I didn't expect him to live. I didn't expect I didn't expect any of them to live. Like,
Yeah, I was terrified actually to get to the end. I was
yeah,
so terrified that somebody was gonna die and I was gonna have to
yeah.
cry.
It wouldn't have surprised me if she had killed off, like, I mean, and I will say, I guess Luke is a main character, but I feel like he kind of takes like a backstory to the
He definitely
what
does.
what we're watching, and I was not have been surprised if she had killed off somebody major.
Right.
I was
Uh,
I was very surprised by the way it ended. And I think
oh,
it's
with
kind of
like the time
interesting.
jump?
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting that she could have alluded to maybe even like maybe another book.
Yeah, I feel like she definitely no, I don't know if she purposefully did, but you could
Yeah.
definitely make another book with that ending with their kids,
Yeah, exactly. And it felt
which
like it was
was
just another Luke and Lila, or Helena and Cain.
yeah, well, it was kind of like in the final Harry Potter movie whenever they fast forward and then you see all their
Mhm.
kids coming back to Hogwarts and then it's like, "Oh, all the kids are coming back to Palladia." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I see what you did there."
Palladia sounds so much better than what I said. Oh my God.
What did you say again? What'd you say?
Palladia.
Pal
Palladia sounds so
I
much more organic.
but you could be right. For all I know, it could be Palladia. That's
Um,
hilarious.
yeah. SenLinYu, will you please comment down below?
Yes, please comment phonetically how we're supposed to pronounce all these things. Um,
Yeah.
Also, you know what I thought was interesting? I feel like
What?
normally in fantasy books, like the final big villain bad guy, like whenever they die, I feel like it's such like a huge part of the story. But whenever Moro died, it was like
Mm.
not a huge part of the story at all. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
I kind of liked that because I'm not like a big like war book lover. So like whenever
Mm-hmm.
it gets like super like battle sceney and all that stuff, I kind of like lose interest. So I
Mm-hmm.
kind of appreciate that they kind of just like, skimmed over it. Like, oh, by the way, Lila murdered him. Woohoo, go Lila. Moving on.
Yeah. I have some questions for you. So,
Oh, yes.
what do you feel like was your most favorite and least favorite aspect of the book?
Okay. My most favorito was I loved whenever she was Kane's okay, in part 1, whenever she was Kane's captive and, like, she didn't remember she didn't remember their relationship essentially, and then, like,
Mm-hmm.
in those small moments whenever he would show, like, some kind of kindness,
Mm-hmm.
that sort of thing, I
He
kinda love
massaged her hands.
yeah, like, things like that. I loved those parts of it because it's like, okay, I know he loves her, obviously, but, like, why, how, when, who, what,
Mm-hmm.
when, how, why, where, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that I really liked that part the best. My least favorite, besides, of course, being completely confused by, like, all the magic like the
Mm-hmm.
alchemy, vivimancy,
Mm-hmm.
animancy, all that. I was like really confused and I just eventually stopped trying to understand it. Um, but
Same.
besides that, yeah, but besides that part, I think my least favorite was that's a really good question. Maybe right whenever part 2 happened and they jumped back, I was like, no, now I'm gonna have to
I
go through this
know.
entire part. That was maybe my least favorite. What about you?
Yeah.
What did you love and or hate?
I think I would agree with you. Like, as we're getting along with it, getting to say like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like,
Yeah.
he would be really mean to her in the hallways, or in the courtyard, because they were being watched.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so it would make sense how these things like would just come back around. Or even when she opens the shed and she sees the chimera there, and she freaks out at first, but then it turns out like, oh my gosh, especially when Kane was like, he's been missing you. He howled the whole
Oh my
first day you
gosh,
were
that was
here. I was
so
like,
sweet.
cut the cameras. I'm done. The
That was
only
so
video
adorable.
the only video that I sent Hannah, you guys, because, we really do save all of our thoughts for right now. The only video I sent Hannah was of me crying when he said that she would find her way, like the Chimera, they would escape and she would just live her life. And I was like, oh my, it still like hurts me right now. And I know that's not even what happened, but like just the thought of them leaving her behind, like, oh my God, tore me up.
That was so sad, and you could tell how much he loved her too. Like, he was nicer to that dang Chimera than he was to Helena, but that's another story.
Yeah. He didn't mean to.
He had to do it.
Um, I honestly think my least favorite part would either be the way that Kane acted when he was
Ugh,
a spy, like before
yeah,
they actually love each other, and he's like,
yeah,
"Ugh, you're nothing." Um, Probably those moments,
yeah.
or the very end when he's like struggling to be normal.
Oh,
Um,
yeah,
because it's just so sad, but it's a very I think it's she depicted it in such a real way because he
yeah.
had been this way for so many years of his life, and then he has his soul back and he's not in a war setting anymore, and he's like, what am I supposed to do with myself? Like, it's so real, but it's also so painful.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That was something I wanted to touch on. I feel like the last, like, 100 pages of this book, I was and that's it, and that's it, and that's it. I'm like, surely there can't be 100 more pages. Like, there was no, like, resolution, like you said. I mean, there is, but like, you don't feel the happy ending in this book, even though if you think about it, there is a happy ending, somewhat.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
but you really don't feel it in the way that she wrote it, and I'm sure she did that intentionally. Um,
Right.
but it was like the ending was, like, very drawn out, so you didn't really feel the resolution, until
I
you
would agree
close the
with
page.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, and it was sad. I actually one of my favorite scenes, I think, was whenever they made it to the new house, like, after they escaped, and, like, he was asleep for, like, days, and he would
Mhm.
only sleep if she was right there,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
she got up, and he, like, immediately woke up and was like, "Oh, I can get up too." And she was like, "No, it's okay. I just wanna get a book." And she went and brought a book back to bed, and, like, they basically held hands while she read and he slept, and I was like, "That is happily ever after right there. That is so
Yeah.
sweet." That was, like, my
Or
favorite scene.
or the fact that, and he loved her so much, and he thought she was gone for 14 months, and
Yeah.
he still was, quote unquote, building up that dream house away from the war. Like, he was sending packages over there, boxes over there, to create a library for when they would one day get there, and he didn't even know if she was dead or alive at this point. And it's just, he loved her so much.
Even though they, like, loved each other, they were still kinda mean to each other, weren't they? Like, even after they loved
Oh
each other,
yeah.
they were still, like they didn't act like they loved each other, and I couldn't really get behind that because 'cause I'm like, "Okay, you love each other, but you're also kinda like turds to each other."
And that may
And I
be
think
like
that's
purposeful,
Yeah, yeah, I
like
think so.
they experienced so much trauma and inflicted so much trauma on each other. And it's
Yeah,
like, I mean, I'm impressed they succeeded, honestly.
yeah. Well, I guess he didn't. So, hold on. So, when he got his soul back, does that mean that,
Yes.
like, the array that he had was, like, null and void? Like, it doesn't control him anymore?
I would think so.
Like, you would think it would, like, not control him?
Yeah, because I mean, he essentially died in that moment, did he not?
Okay. I see what you're saying. Like,
Because
that's what her whole experiment was.
yeah, and she ended up having to get his dad to like pick him up because she couldn't carry him. And he was like touch and go there for a minute. And I mean, I think it's kind of like a fresh start, like an erase of everything. But I mean, I
Okay,
could
that
totally
makes
be
sense.
wrong.
No, I never even thought about that until just a second. Yeah, I do wonder. I'm sure if I Googled it, it would answer, but I'm not gonna.
How did the plot twist that was Luke, how did you take that?
Oh, I liked that. whenever he was actually Cetus,
Uh-huh.
or that Cetus, I guess, was like partly possessing him. I actually really
Right.
liked that a lot because I did not expect like any kind of twisty twist to come in, and I was like, "Oh, you got me there, Sinlin. You didn't see that coming." What did
Yeah,
you think?
I honestly was like, I mean, when they rescued him and he was like that, I was like, do you not expect something to be wrong with him? Like,
Oh yeah, that's
I was
true. All his
kind of
organs are
like, are
literally black.
yeah, I was like, are y'all okay? Because it took weeks to heal him, and that's just not, it's not normal. And there's the way he was acting. I was like, you guys can't think he's okay right now. Like the only person he could stand to see was Lila, which I mean, obviously we figure out is because he loves her, but um, I don't know. I just feel like there were so many signs that something wasn't right. Like if I was Luke trapped inside of myself, I would be looking at these people like, "Are you for real?"
Do you even know me?
Yeah. Do you know who I
And
am right now? Because it was
yeah.
like he did it for weeks and weeks, like a very long
And
time.
I like whenever okay, so remember whenever he like initially freaked out on Helena and like basically like shoved her back and like
Yeah.
with his yeah, and she like got a little hurt. Um and then like later on, like way later after she found out the truth and everything and she was like, "Man, I feel so awful that like I didn't realize it sooner. Like I doubted Luke and I knew him." You know what I mean? Like she was like, "I should have known better than to distrust you so much so quickly." Um
Yeah.
And I thought that that was actually a really, like, good way to put that. But I definitely did not see that coming, and I was actually a little confused, whenever he was, like, talking about when Cetus was speaking from Luke's body to Helena, and he was like, "Yeah, this will show my brother, blah, 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 blah," and he was going through, like, his history and everything. Who I'm still confused. Is Orion his brother?
No.
Who is his
Moreau is his
brother?
brother,
Wait, I thought Cetus was
right?
Moro. I thought Cetus I thought
No.
Cetus Are you serious?
Yeah,
Because he
because
said I because he
Cain
said,
goes
"I am."
backwards. No.
Say that
Wait a
again.
second.
I'm Googling it. I'm Googling Is Moro Cetus? Ugh, this isn't helping me. Moro is actually Cetus, Orion's twin, making him a holdfast. So, Moro
What?
Okay, so Moro
The
used
one
his
that's the
little
blob that's dying.
yes, the dying decrepit blob is actually Cetus, okay? And Cetus put a little bit of himself inside of Luke. So it's like with that whole like bone infusion, soul infusion thing.
What?
Okay, yeah. So you see, this is confusing. Okay, I'm glad it wasn't just me. Um, there's a whole Reddit thread about this, okay? uh, but yeah, Orion was the twin. So I guess so he wasn't literally fighting Orion. He was just fighting Orion's legacy.
So, and none of them knew that. That was like it turns out that that was the whole point of the war, more or less.
Exactly.
And when Helena was like, Cain, listen to this, Cain is like, so you're telling me this has all been because of some brothers fighting? Like
Yeah, yeah.
he was so mad, and rightfully so. He was like, so this is a family feud. Like he was so
Exactly, he's like,
upset.
"Forget it." Yeah, no, that was ridiculous. Um, yeah, that was very confusing. Let me think. What other I had a question for
What
you I
I
wanted to
did really
ask.
like in the I think it was one of the parties, like after Helena is pregnant, um, and there's even that they had won at this point.
Yeah,
Like the necromancers had won, the eternal flame was forever perished. Um, you could also tell like there was still doubt going on within them because they're at that party and they're showing off our program works. Look at this, Helena is pregnant and she's carrying like the next body for him, and they're like, what do
mhm,
you mean, why would he need another body? This is what you've been doing with
right.
all of your time. Like I think I really liked how even though they won, it kept showing how it was almost like just doomed to fail.
Yeah, it was still very fractured.
And he, even though he was very strong, like Cain kept still trying to win even after everything had been ruined, and he would still go kill to get, I mean, I guess what, kill parts of his soul? Is that what he was doing?
I honestly, I don't know.
Because
There's some things.
every necromancer, right? Or who was it? Every guild member? This book was so confusing.
It was so confusing.
No, what are they called?
Oh, the likes,
The
the leeches.
liches?
I said likes, but yeah.
I don't know. The undying, whatever. So whoever, Cain would go kill people because every person he killed would weaken Moreau even further and
Oh
further.
yes. Oh yes, 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 yes.
So
Which I see what
even,
you're saying is essentially killing
yeah,
himself. Yes, you're right. You're right.
yeah, even after the war had been won, he was like, well, I'm not, I still stand for what my mom, I still want to keep going with this. And he just kept going with it. And it felt like he was on a suicide mission from like page one, like
He
honestly.
was he was yeah, he like wanted to die from the very beginning until like almost the very end. He was like, "No, I'm gonna die." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, why are you so determined to die?
They
Get over
both
it."
were. Like
Oh my
Helena
gosh, I
would
know.
volunteer herself all the time to go to the war front or to burn herself out, like
Oh
healing
my
other
gosh.
people. Or even in part one, where she's like, oh, there's a sharp stick. I'm going to walk into it.
Oh man. Oh brother. Yeah, that was annoying. For like further in the book, whenever they just
Hmm.
both were like so reckless with their lives, and I'm
Yes.
like, "Oh my gosh." That goes back to what I was saying, like, please just work together and come up with a
Yeah.
solution.
We could have avoided a whole part three if you guys had just joined and been on the same page.
A to the men.
It does. One thing I wish we could have seen, and probably is the most gory scene in the book, in my opinion, is I really wish that she could have healed oh, what's his name? It's the lieutenant, the guy who she tried to heal him, and then was it Teddy?
I don't remember anybody by that name.
It's like the commander and his
Oh,
he had
Althorn?
who?
Did we read the same book?
This entire episode is, did we read the same book? Joke's on us, guys. I read Manacled, Hannah read Alchemist.
What do you mean?
No,
What do you mean there's no Dumbledore?
there's no Voldemort in this.
Oh my gosh.
No, it was the big leader, and he had gotten really injured one day, and Helena went to heal him and like messed up a part of the nerve endings when she healed him.
Oh, Titus.
Yes, Titus. So I wish we could have seen him be healed because
Oh,
she
yeah.
did ultimately figure it out at the end. And the whole scene of Titus in the end, like, gave me chills. Like, ugh,
Wait,
ugh.
wait, she never figured it out. Oh, she did figure it out, but she didn't get to do it. I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
She figured it out in a roundabout way on him.
But she never got to heal him, correct?
She never got to heal Titus, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, we're on the same page. We did in fact read the same book. Okay.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, no, that was disgusting. That was horrible. But you know what? I kind of like this is going to sound so horrible. This is gonna sound like I have problems. I kinda liked how, like, whenever she was in the cage, whenever they were, like right before she went into the, like, freeze tank or whatever,
Hmm.
and, all that horribly gory stuff was happening, and it was, like, the alchemy stairs, the alchemy institute is, like, covered in blood because of all the war prisoners are being, like, murdered and, like, literally
Hmm.
flayed, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
I kinda, liked okay, I didn't like it, let me preface, I did not like it, but I
Pause.
did I liked that it was, like there was, like, no covering how do you say that? There was, like what's
There was no
what's that word?
filter.
No. There was no, like What's
Censorship.
that? No, that's such a good way to put it, but that's not what I'm trying to think of. Shoot. What is that word? Okay, we're just gonna pretend like I know the word. She wasn't trying to make it prettier than it was. You know what I mean? Like it was awful and it was horrendous.
Romanticize.
Something
I don't
like
know what you're
that.
trying to say.
Yeah, but I liked that you could see how like horrible like the Undying were and like I don't know. I feel like the visual in that scene was like horrible, but also like really well written.
Yeah. I don't know, like, when I said I could understand how people rated this a 1 star, I I stand by that. I can see how somebody wouldn't like this, and I can see how somebody would love it because there are so many times where I'm like, how could I forgive Cain?
Yeah.
Or how could any of us forgive Cain for the way that he acted? Or Helena for being so,
Hey, you watch it.
I don't know, selfish isn't the word, but she's like too selfless.
Wow.
Does that
Wow.
make sense? Like
That
she does
that
not, she
actually
has no regard for her own body.
that actually does make sense a little bit. I still love her, but I actually see where you're coming from when you say that. That does make sense.
Yeah,
And I still don't know if I forgive Kane, honestly.
I do. I do. Because he just broke my heart, at the end or the 100 last pages,
Oh
um,
yeah.
when they have their baby and
Oh
he's like,
yeah.
I can't do it. And it's just so heartbreaking.
That was so stupid to me because I'm like, oh my gosh, you had 9 months to prepare for this, and you're going to talk about it now when she's born. I was like, come on, you should have talked about this at least 2 months ago, Kane.
I agree. I low key was like, she been pregnant this whole time.
And you just now realized it.
Yeah. Well, that just kind of goes back to the fact where he did not plan to be alive. He did not expect to
That's
be
true.
there with them. He fully expected her to go with Lila and Lila's son, and he didn't even plan for her to take a baby.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. I like that she like became very protective over the baby. And oh, and the part whenever she found out that she was pregnant and she was like afraid to like think about her baby because she knew that they were going to like take the baby away from her. And in that part where she was talking to Kane in Spirefell and she was like saying something and he was like nobody's going to touch your baby. Like I'm not going to let anybody take your baby. And whenever she was like basically saying that's all that she ever wanted to hear. Like, my heart broke for her because 'cause I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that would be anybody's worst nightmare to, like" it's, like, literally anybody's worst nightmare to, like, think about that, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I thought that was really intense, honestly. That might have been my least favorite part because it kinda made me sick to my stomach.
Sin Lin Yu, I don't know. I just can't unwrap my mind around the fact that this was originally Draco and Hermione. But also the fact that she wrote this. I mean, I guess every author writes for fun, but she wrote this for fun with no intention of making money out of it on
Oh, that's
Wattpad.
true. That
And
is
I'm
true because it
just
was
like
published on Wattpad, yeah.
I can't process it because it is a really, really in-depth, detailed, good book. Like she did not care to sugarcoat things.
That's exactly
Um,
the word I was trying to come up with earlier.
oh, I beat you to it.
Sugarcoat. Dang it! I've still been trying to think of it this whole time. Sugarcoat, oh my gosh.
It's just, like some of the things I'm like, man, how did she think of this? Because it's just like she didn't care if it hurt our feelings. She didn't care if it made us upset because at the end of the day, it was a war and it was likely going to happen at some point or another. Like, it's just crazy the mindset that she might have been in, or I don't know. It's just, I can't imagine the creativity and just how she would have written this.
I think whenever and I could be wrong, I think whenever SenLinYu publish it published it on Wattpad, obviously it was still, like, in the Harry Potter world, so, like, it had that same magical element, so I think that whenever it was
Right.
manacled, I think that there was a lot less world building. I think I read somewhere that whenever SenLinYu was, like, revising it and under Alchemized in order to, like, publish it, I think that that's a part of the reason that it's so long is because they had to add so much world building because it had to become a completely different magic
Mm-hmm.
system, if that makes sense. Um, which is absolutely insane to think about. If I like wrote a book and then somebody was like, actually, you have to rewrite your whole book and come up with a new magic system, I'd be like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. And she's like 34 years old.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And did you also know that there's some talk about Alchemized being turned into a movie slash TV show?
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if my heart can take it.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do it. I don't know how much they could safely publish with how just detailed it was, you know? Like there would have to be some things that like happened off screen or cut out because it was a lot of things that they probably can't share in a movie theater or anything, you know?
Oh, in a movie theater. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Look at how graphic Game of Thrones is. I think they can pretty much show anything if they put a content
Yeah,
warning.
that's true. That's true.
But I don't think I could take it. I don't think my heart could take that one.
I don't either, but I think that I saw that they were wanting to buy the rights. They were talking about it or they had already bought the rights. I don't know
Dang,
which.
that's crazy.
I know, I know.
Wow. To be determined.
It says here too, I was just doing some research on her, that she wrote Manacled a few weeks before she turned 27.
That's
So
insane.
I'm 26 and clearly I'm behind in life if she wrote this
Well,
before she turned 27.
did you know Sarah J. Maas wrote Throne of Glass whenever she was like 17?
Yeah, that makes me so mad. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's somebody who's literally just like born to write. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's like the John Grisham of our era.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if that's a good comparison, but my grandmother used to eat John Grisham books. Like she would get every single one of them. And I just feel like Sarah is that to our generation because I think everyone, no matter what phase of reading they're in, has read that book or attempted to read one of her series in some way, shape, or form.
Or have heard of the name.
Yeah, everyone knows who
Yeah.
John Grisham is.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, I like how I feel like reading is making a comeback and I like that. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
now you can talk to people
definitely.
about books and you can actually have a conversation about books and I love that.
Yeah, because there's like a statistic in 2024, I think, or yeah, I want to say 2024. It was after COVID. Barnes and Noble had like low key gone bankrupt and had shut down a ton of stores. And then in 2025, they
What?
opened up like 20 plus new stores. And it's like, what a big turnaround that had to have been.
Yeah, that's insane. I did not know that.
Yeah, because well, you know, I showed you that video of the revamped Barnes and Noble that I went into the other day, and it's
I would
the
love to
ones
go into one.
that they opened are like that.
That's so cool.
I love it. It's very, very visually, what am I trying to say? Visually,
Visually pleasing.
yes, yes.
I like to go to Barnes and Noble with my children. My son likes to go and play with the choo choo train set.
Um, are there any like final points or anything that you didn't mention that you feel like you want to mention?
Um, it was a marathon, not a sprint, but it did not feel like a marathon. It felt like a 10K.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. The first, like, I think if you can get over the first 65 pages, you'll be good. But
If you
I
can get over the
remember
first 985 pages, you're golden.
the first, like, 60 something pages where she's like, I just got out of a tank. What is going on? Like, those, that was brutal. Like, for a second there, I was like, I cannot read this. If the whole book is like this, I'm screwed. Like,
I know.
I was so scared at first.
Are any of Sarah J. Maas's books longer than this book?
If anything, it'd be Queen of Shadows or the last Crescent City book.
I wonder if this is the longest book I've ever read. I don't know.
I don't feel like Sarah's books have gone to 1,000 pages yet.
I read all of Sarah's books on Kindle, so I actually don't know because I didn't like hold them. You know what I mean?
Right. So they're basically just not real.
I basically didn't read any of them ever.
Um, Yeah, it is a really long book. I don't think it's the longest book I've ever read because I'm looking at
Wow.
another one that's really long, but
Show
it
off.
is, yeah, I know, not to flex or anything, but it's very long and it's very deep, and there's not a moment where you're like,
Breath of
relaxing.
fresh air. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
exactly right.
there's
You're
not one
exactly
point
right.
where you're like, this might go good, like,
Everything might work out in the end.
yeah, it never feels like that.
No, it doesn't. Which brings us back to our point from the beginning of why we have a alchemized hangover and we are both reading
Oh, yeah,
super
yeah.
lightweight, super light books
Yes.
now.
Yes. I think that I needed a cleanser because I was just like you after I finished it. Um, because I finished it on Saturday and I was like, what do I do now? And I could not think of one single thing that I just wanted to read. I was like, I came in my library and I was like, what do I want to pick up now? And nothing looked good. So that's essentially why I'm in the middle of three different books at one time right now.
Did do you have a specific location in your library of books that you have not read yet?
I used to, um, back at our old house when we had built-ins, I had a whole shelf that was dedicated to like a TBR shelf.
Yeah.
Um, but in this house, I don't. I really wanted this library to like, I wanted all of my books like by author. Like, I have a Elsie
Oh yeah.
Silver shelf, and then I
Oh
have a Sarah
cute.
J. Maas shelf, and I have a Rebecca Yarros shelf. So, I wanted all of my genres and all of my series to be together. And the only way I could do that is if I just mix them all together
That makes
because
sense. Yeah.
I have a couple like unfinished series. So yeah, I've thought about doing this little trend where I go and I flip all of the books that I have not read yet around so you don't see their
Oh
covers,
yeah.
you just see the pages.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but I don't know. I'm kind of scared.
That's funny. Well, at least you would well, then you would at least see which ones you haven't read yet. But I'm
That's
like
what's
you
scary.
and you're yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I have a shelf, like what you mentioned. I have a shelf in my bookcase of TBR books that I must read.
Yeah, and when I finished it, I was like, none of this sounds good. And I never buy books on my Kindle, but I even looked on my Kindle library. I was like, do any of these sound good? Like, nothing sounded good to me.
You're like, "Please, something." I know, I hate that when you can't figure out what sounds good.
Yeah, and I'm scared. I don't know. Brimstone is like one of my like top maybe 10 or 5 books that I was excited for to be released this year. And
Oh,
so
no.
I'm trying to make sure that I give it like the best effort that I can,
That makes
but
sense,
an
and not
alchemized
in the middle of, like, a
hangover,
hangover. Yeah.
yeah, an alchemized hangover is intense.
Every other, like, book influencer that I've listened to that has read Alchemized, which is, like, pretty much everybody,
Hmm.
they're all like, "I don't know what to read, I'm in a book slump, so I picked up a romance book," and I feel like that's, like, where we all are. We're like, "We just need something super
Yeah.
lightweight. Give me Hallmark, but in a book."
Yes, and that's exactly what I feel like if it makes you happy is doing for me.
Yeah.
And that's just what I needed. I needed like a to hit the reset button because
Yeah.
Alchemized, I'm telling you, it tore me up. So, do you think that you would recommend this book to other people?
I think it really depends on the person. My mom, I would
Yeah.
not recommend it to. Um, my
Sorry,
grandmother
Tara.
also my grandmother would also I would not recommend it to. But my sister-in-law,
Donna?
Shelby no, my sister-in-law, Shelby, I would recommend it to. She's a big fantasy girly. I would recommend it to
Uh-huh.
her. So I think it just
Donna?
depends on oh, that was a question. Donna, I don't Hey, Donna, I don't think that you would like this book.
Sorry, Donna. She said no.
That's my wonderful mother-in-law.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple, like, if I already know what their taste in books are, I feel like I could go ahead and say yes or no. So, um,
Exactly.
I'd probably tell Gracie no. Gracie doesn't read fantasy books at all, so I'd probably tell her no.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely
I'd
not a
probably
good one to
tell,
start with.
yeah, oh, definitely not. I'd probably tell Bree yes. I'd probably tell Alden yes. Um, even though I know you read it, I would never have said, Hannah, I think you'd love this.
And if you hadn't read it, I'd be like, Logan, I think you would like this.
Yeah, exactly. That's why when we were going into it, I was so scared. I was like, I feel like this could be something for me, but I did not expect you to like it.
I'm surprised I did too. Sometimes I like whenever a book takes me by surprise. You know what I mean? And it like makes me get out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. We also, this is one of the things that I love about reading with Hannah is that it's always a competition in my head. It's never, it's never a spoken competition until I guess right now. Um, but we did, this especially happened when we were both reading Throne of Glass. Um, and we just, Hannah always starts out ahead of me, but Hannah currently has kids, so I always end up done first.
I'm a first half team and you're a second half team.
Yeah, you clearly can push past the first half way better than I can.
Oh man. You're also like the fastest reader I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, it makes Devin so mad because he'll go and like show me a meme and I'll read it and like laugh and he's like, "There's no way you read that fast."
Like you did not fully appreciate my meme.
Yeah, he thinks I faked it. He's like, "You didn't read it."
That is amazing. Oh my gosh.
Um, well, Hannah, what are we gonna do next?
Okay, good question. I'm glad you asked me. I don't know. We
I
haven't decided.
guess we just ultimately have to do a fun episode
Yeah,
and
we'll
then
we'll do a
decide.
funny, yeah, we'll do a funsies episode next, and then we'll announce what our December book shall be.
Yeah. Oh,
Probably the
any
Grinch. Probably how the
closing?
Grinch. Yeah, probably how the Grinch stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss.
When you give a mouse a cookie.
Si le das a un ratón un galletita. I only
See.
have that book in Spanish.
Uh,
I might
um,
not have even said that correctly.
don't ask me. Um, any closing remarks about Alchemized?
No, I'm happy that I was in Palladia, but I'm glad to be out of Palladia or Palladia.
Palladia sounds better. I vote your pronunciation.
Thank you. Oh, I do have one final
Wait,
question.
how would
Do
you have
you?
said
Oh,
chimera?
I said in my head. I
Because I
said
do think I'm right on that fact.
you probably are. In my head, I was saying Shamir.
Oh my God. Yeah,
I
I'm
was saying
standing on
Shamira.
business. That is definitely a chimera. Um, what was that guy's
Sh-
name in the Riley Sager book we just read? Seamus. All right, Seamus.
Seamus.
Yeah. All right.
Do you think that I have one?
Chimera.
I have one more question. Do you think that
Okay.
do you think that Crowther in the original Manacled
Oh.
was supposed to be Snape? Oh wait, Snape.
Oh.
Wait, Snape. Spoiler alert for Harry Potter
Snape
fans.
did.
Snape died. So I guess Crowther couldn't be Snape, but he was giving me Severus Snape vibes.
I know that maybe she didn't keep that same idea though, because who is the girl that is a professor, a really mean
McGonagall.
professor? Yeah, McGonagall is in Manacled, and isn't she dead?
It's been a long time. I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but me and Devin are actually currently rewatching Harry Potter, so
How cute.
give me
I have
another
like
week
a
or
little,
so.
well, I have a cheat sheet that I wrote in my notes of Harry Potter parallels, but I couldn't get past like the basics of Hermione, Draco, Harry Potter, and Voldemort.
Right, exactly. I think Lila was supposed to be
Ron.
Ginny.
Okay.
Yes.
Glad we cleared that up.
Um,
I think
Yes, Jenny.
Shiseido was supposed to be Neville Longbottom.
I could see that. I think Soren the was supposed to be Ron. Soren was
That makes
Ron.
sense.
Lila was Jenny, because even in the books, like, Jenny and Harry, or the movies, Ginny and
Oh,
Harry
that makes
love
so
each
much more
other.
sense. That makes so much more sense. How'd you pronounce Ilva?
Ilva.
Okay, me too.
What else?
I know. I'm trying to think what other weird ones are there. Cane Farron.
There's a ton. I mean, honestly.
I saw
D
this meme one time, and it was like, wait, can it be called a meme if it's a video?
Absolutely.
Okay, I saw this meme one time, as the cool kids say, and it was like fantasy authors coming up with names, and they had written the name like, I don't know. Let's say it was like, what's a random name? Charlie, and she like backspaced CH and had a B, and then she like backspaced the IE and wrote like Ania. So his name was like Barlina or something like that. And it was like they basically just make a regular name and turn it into something weird. And it was so funny.
Yeah, and it doesn't make it fantasy, okay? The Brimstone book that I'm reading right now, I hate their names so much. And I think I've even mentioned this on the episode before, or even just to you personally, because the main male character's name in this book is freaking Kingfisher.
Oh yeah, we did talk
King.
about that.
Yeah, Kingfisher. And I hope we learn what his last name is soon, because that is the word. I cannot stand the fact that we have to call him that.
What
And
was
like the
that one
main
book that you talked about that has like the seven siblings and they're
Wellington,
like
Sevington, Remington. That one?
yes.
Enchantra?
I should get those names tattooed.
Yeah. I think about that book too often because of those names.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
That book was too bad for me to think about it that often because of those names.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, I think that we should be done because my bladder's gonna explode.
Okay, it's my bedtime too.
Me too.
Let me tell you a funny story real quick before we go though.
Okay, okay, I'm ready. I'll just pee my pants. It's fine.
One of my coworkers was going to a football game the other night, and she was like, "Oh, it starts at 8 o'clock," and I said, "8 o'clock? Like, that's my bedtime. I'm a grandma."
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she said, "A grandma? How many grandkids you got?" And I looked at her, and for a second, in my head, I was like, "How old do I look?" She said, "How many grandkids you got?" I said, "No, I don't. I don't mean it like that. I just mean like I'm a grandma." And she said, "But how many kids do you have?" I said, "Oh my God, I have none." Like,
Logan, that might be the funniest story you've ever told me.
I had to go touch grass after she said that. I was like, "There's no way."
Oh my, for anybody listening, Logan is only 25 and wait, are you
26.
25 or 26? 26. Logan is only 26 and she looks like she's in her 20s, not a day older. That is absolutely hilarious.
And I do like to be in bed at a certain time, okay?
That's okay. My children's bedtime is also about 8 o'clock. And I'm
And
in bed shortly
they're
after.
3 and under.
And yes, they are. Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll let you go pee,
Thank
and
you.
we will reconvene here following the holidays or whatever that looks like. We'll catch you guys later.
We'll figure it out. Okay. I love you.
Love you guys. Love you, Hannah.
Love y'all.